My good brother. What's up, Ed?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man. Uh, I know this ain't an interview or nothing, right? What I'm about to
Nah,
say. But
nah, it ain't. It ain't. But
no,
I'm my bad about yesterday, bro. Like,
no.
I there's hella shit going on.
One thing I know is that. But I do want to say this. Since I have you on live, I have to say it. And this is kind of like a live video of our conversation when we talk on the phone, right?
Okay.
So, first of all, I always got to give you your flowers because that's just what I got to do, right? I want to say one thing I always known you to be who you were. I always told you were going to be this type. We ain't got to say the type because we talk on the phone about. I always told you, Head, you're going to be this. You are not the next something, but your head, you know. But watching you this past year, for me, has been amazing because of. I love the fact that we can be proud of the representation we have in you to the world,
Mm,
right? And and when the world hates our guts sometimes, but it's a weird kind of relationship because they love us also. They're infatuated with the way we look, talk, rap, all that stuff. But they also hate the aggressive, brash bravado of it all, right? Right.
yeah, yeah.
But but I love the fact that if because if we didn't have your voice, we wouldn't have had any voice. And now, mind you, we got voices, and I'm talking about on your scale that you were talking to people, and it was getting to people on major platforms. Now, mind you, we have our brothers that have been representing all the time. My man Justin Hunt, Curtis King, they're my brothers, right? And they've been putting it down and putting a foot in West Coast and being diligent and speaking. But you were on, I would say, bigger platforms. Let them know West Coast, and we own this. This is what it is. We own this, and speaking intelligently and with backbone. You know what I mean? And we didn't have it. You know what I mean? Kendrick put his foot in everybody's ass, and then we didn't have that representation. So I love the fact that you were there, putting it down for the West Coast, and we could kick back and don't have to worry about you saying no silly shit or you embarrassing us. You know what I mean? So hats off to you for that, my good brother. I appreciate you for that. Straight up.
Thank you, bro. You know,
Yeah.
I talked to Wacko about that too. Like, Wacko told me that I always represent us very well. So that's what I try to do. Like, I don't. A lot of people a lot of people get in front of these cameras and get on these microphones and they get to losing
Yeah.
themselves. And I just don't. I never been that. I never put like you was just talking about. I was watching you talk. Like, I never portrayed to be something I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, because even when you from where we from, it's a certain lineage that comes with that, whether you a part of it or not.
That's a fact.
Like, you still have to represent yourself and represent you still a man at the
For
end of
sure.
the day.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we learn, especially being in these environments that we come from. Like, you still got to be a man at the end of the day, bro.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just seeing, who did I was just talking to somebody yesterday. I was somewhere, I was outside, and, I think I was at, I was at the
Oh,
marathon thing.
okay. Yep.
I was at the marathon burger thing, and, I was talking to the homies about that, and they was like, "Man, you really here?" Because I go over by myself. If I'm not with Gina or if I'm not with Silas, I'm by myself. And so it was just like, oh, I was talking to Bootleg Kev about it. That's what I was talking to. And a lot of these people who we see like on these platforms and stuff like that, you'd be hard pressed to see them in real life.
That's a fact.
And so I think that it comes from it just, you being accountable for your words and being responsible with your platform is key to me, because
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna have to see somebody.
Sure. For sure.
And I think it's a different level of comfort when you could just sit on the internet all day and talk shit, or even implicate or say things you want to say, or whatever the case may be. Like, even when it comes to Dot,
Yeah.
people talk about Dot. Nigga, Dot, what time is it? Dot just finished his workout. He over there by himself right now at the park.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it in, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, it's always interesting to me when I run across different people who be on the internet and have these platforms and stuff like that where they don't exist outside of the camera or the microphone. Like, are you AI? Are you a real person?
Right.
Because where I'm from and where you from, we both from the east side.
Yeah,
Where we from, you got to go outside.
for sure.
And so if and when you go outside and you encounter real humans that you have besmirched or disrespected or anything like that, you have to answer to those
Yep.
crimes. And I think that we're in an era now where that's few and far in between. And so, like, I always move in a way that I always move with intent that I'm going to see the person I'm discussing, or I'm going to see the person that I'm talking to or about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But here's the difference too, Ed, is that one one of the best points was I never portrayed to be someone I'm not. Right.
No.
Um, I I like to say myself for the most part the same, but now I'm clearing my sense of me growing a little bit. That I did a lot. I said a lot of stuff that I really wasn't with. Being a rapper, you know, we be lying about a bunch of stuff, right? So, but also I still one thing I pride myself on was never told them. I mean, always stand on my line, stand on my square about I'm not with this. I don't do this. I'm not a game banger. I'm not this, whatever, and respected everybody because to your point we started in the streets. It wasn't internet first. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like a lot of people that, you know, we see on these that have maybe big platforms and speak on culture, coast, whatever the case may be, whether streets or rap, they're they're in a space of like the internet, right? But I didn't come up like that. I'm learning how to do this right now in real time about like how to just get used to being on live and get used to trying to build my community and talk into this little square and maybe nobody even on here, right? You know what I mean? So when if I was the one that would started kicking up dust on these records, I would be out. I remember, let me tell you a quick story. I remember when me and Damani started Western Union, right? I remember we connected for the first time and we just started to get this bond. So now I'm a younger generation from like the older homies who was gang banging and all kind of stuff like that. So I knew he's from Inglewood and I'm from Watts. So on my MySpace post, right? That's how old this was. I put Watts in my thing on my page to represent for Western Union. Now I didn't know there was generations before me that was a real problem, and it was real bloodshed behind the term Watts back in the day, right? But so when I stepped outside and when Damani stepped outside, we had to answer for that. What's up with this? Right? It
Yeah.
had to be explained to us in face-to-face real live action. Now, I never know March Twain back down from nothing, but I also understood that this wasn't a place for me to kick up dust because this is a real thing that it was over above my pay grade. So I just changed it. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know that. My bad. Take it down.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting for something that already got history on it and it didn't mean nothing.
No.
But to the point though was I had to be out here and face that. Damani had to. People don't know this. Damani had to be out here and almost get down with a gang of homies because my name had 2 C's on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was in spaces I wasn't even in,
Yeah.
defending me because I was his homie. With homies that been gang banging for years and didn't like none of that. Like, you know what I mean? So to your point, yeah, we had to be out here and deal with this stuff. You couldn't be DJ Head shitting on the coast and then show up at Marathon Burger like it's gonna be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? That just wouldn't work, you know.
Nah.
So, but to you know, I always say that's what integrity. If you're always been integral, right? If you lead with integrity first, you don't got to worry about it. There's no place I can't go in California. Period. It's just not. You know what I mean? And even the places I ain't been, I'm willing to bet they accept luck there because I always show love. And I always was a loving person and I always brought respect and integrity with me. So that's why I had to give your flowers first because you always been a man of the people, right? And when people, here's the thing, when our own West Coasters wouldn't throw up the dub, wouldn't say West Coast, when they wasn't proud of it, you
Yeah.
always on West Coast. When it wasn't cool, right?
It wasn't.
Before this beef, before GNX and all that, DJ HED was screaming West Coast when none of y'all thought it was cool. So for you to, that's why it's your place to be who you are in this. You've already set the tone for what this is going to be. Now you didn't know that all this is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But you are the guy to. You are, and here's another thing too. And I'm gonna say this without saying names. We talked one time about. I was talking to you one time. Let's say this. I was talking to you one time about. I didn't like how people were talking for Kendrick publicly when Kendrick didn't say a word about certain things. Now, there was a few people talking to Kendrick that they got the okay for to say anything. You were one of the few, if they were three. If they were even three people, you were one of them. And even then, you made it plain. Now, this ain't, I'm speaking for head with this thing. But there were people doing interviews and all kind of stuff saying, man, you know, I talked to Dot, and I'm like, see, that's the problem. That's an issue. Because you still ain't, you think you standing with Dot, but you really ain't standing with him. My man ain't saying nothing. So why are you speaking for him? You know? So when I talk about that integral part, that's a part of it also. You stood, you're down your 10 on that also. And for us, that's powerful. Especially when we feel like, oh, we got the baton back. Let's run with it.
Yeah.
Cats get put on. Younger cats is coming up. New music's coming out. The energy's dope. People looking over here to spend some bread, maybe. I don't know if they still hating or not. Maybe, I don't know. But people calling me just because he shouted me out. People want to do records and all kinds of stuff. I ain't doing records with none of these niggas, but I'm saying, like, they want, you know, you know. So I think the energy just good, man. It's good to have representation like you in the spot, man. How do you feel like, if anything, you feel like there's been a culture shift since can we say life after GNX or life after, like, is there like a changing of the guard? Do you feel like the temperature changing or culture? What you think?
I think the temperature is changing, but it's always going to be like, I know people have a problem with me always saying that people don't fuck with us. And I'm not talking about like I got homies in New York. I got homies in Atlanta. I got homies in Texas. I got homies I've been to 43 states in Elon Musk, United States, right? And hey, you know, let's call it what it is. It is. I've been to 43 states, and people fuck with us. They do. I'm not, when I say people don't fuck with the West, that's not what I'm not talking about. You know, the homies that listen to GNX, or the homies that listen to Luck, or the homies that listen to Zoe Sama. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there are infrastructures in place and people who legitimately are hell bent on not investing in our culture.
Sure.
And these people control budgets, these people control infrastructures, these people control platforms, et cetera, so on and so forth. That's who I'm speaking about. And I'm not going to stop speaking about it. Until my whole thing is, like, I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to sound really they going to clip this. It sounds fucked up, but just hopefully they take the whole piece.
For sure.
I like making white people uncomfortable sometimes. My humor, right? I used to do it to Bootleg Kev on the radio every day.
You do the heck.
Hey, Bootleg Kev. Hey, Jeremy Hecht. If I believe in black power, what power do you believe in? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's type of shit I like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they just got to sit there and take it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I look at it as no different. It ain't no different than, you know, when I get pulled over, I just got to sit there and deal with it.
Right. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. No, sir. I ain't did shit wrong, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He mad. I got my windows tinted in my car better than his. Whatever.
Deal
right?
with it, right?
I gotta sit there and deal with it. I like making these industry people uncomfortable in their spots.
Yeah.
These industry people who shun and don't Not shun. Yes, the industry people who shun our culture because it's tumultuous or because it's foreign to them or because they don't understand it or it's too much to learn which hats they can wear while they in LA or it's too much, right? It's just too much. It's red, it's blue, but the Crips beefing with the Crips and the blood is beefing with the Pyrus. It's not for you to understand, my nigga.
Right.
It's not for you to understand. You fuck with this. Do you fuck with this slap or you don't fuck with this slap?
Right.
That's all we need you to ask. Do you fuck with the record? You like Blast Chosen? No? Okay. You like Nipsey? You like Last Time That I Checked? No? All right, move along.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of that. And so I like making these people in these industry spots uncomfortable. I like making them uncomfortable. I want them to be uneasy in their spots. That's it. I like that. So I'm not going to stop saying that y'all don't fuck with us if in fact you don't fuck with us. I'm not going to stop saying that I'm a black man if in fact I continue to be a black man. Until Trump change it back where I could identify as whatever the fuck I want to be, I'm a black man till further notice.
Boom.
And I'm not going to stop saying that I'm a black man. Just like I'm not going to stop saying that you don't fuck with us if you in fact don't fuck with us.
Do you think in our lifetime that's going to change for the music business in general, specifically?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No. But, you know,
I don't think
it's gonna change in the near future, but I don't think that stopped Harriet from doing what she was doing.
For sure. And to your point, I think it's about when I say the changing of the guard, that's exactly what I mean. For that, it's not just DJ HED screaming this now. I expect change next year. It's not that, but somebody sets the tone. Somebody got to start getting it clicked in folks' mind about what's going on, and they start thinking for themselves. Like, no, I think that is actually happening. And I always say the old got to go out. The old got to burn out and die. Right? It's like in government. Not that we're about to apologize, but it's like government. The fact that we have 80 and 90-year-old men in seats still to this day that they've been holding down their whole life. That's why the laws don't change. They still believe in the old system in the old ways. They got to burn out and die, right? So with this structure in the industry, sometimes you start to feel like hopeless, right? I'm never to the point of hopelessness, right? But I'm saying sometimes you like, damn, like what has to change for this to change? And I'm like, oh, you niggas y'all gotta go away. Like y'all gotta.
I don't even think they need to go away. I just think that they need to. I think that people are insecure, and I think that it starts with insecurities. I was having this is gonna sound like a whole nother crazy conversation, but I was having a conversation last night, and it was about reassurance. I don't need reassurance from anybody for any reason. I understand that I'm a unicorn in that way. Most human beings need or like reassurance and whatever it is that they're doing. Hey, you're doing a good job, or hey, that music is dope, or hey, you're a good person, or I don't need none of that shit because I'm intrinsically motivated. So me being intrinsically motivated doesn't warrant an auxiliary source of enlightenment or motivation or anything like that, right? So last night we was talking about reassurance from a woman's perspective. Like your girl, like I actually I envy your relationship because I feel like it's good, right? Chuck and Tasha, they have a great nuclear family relationship. I look at that like, damn, that's a healthy relationship. I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but when it comes to the male-female dichotomy, or even just any personal relationship, most people need that reassurance. Well, you don't tell me that you love me enough, or you don't tell me that I don't feel appreciated and all that. I don't need none of that.
Right.
I'm not assuming that just because I don't need none of that, other people don't. So when it comes to the music, I look at it in the same way. I don't need nobody to be like, man, you doing the right thing, you doing this, or you like keep going, or none of that shit. I don't need none of that. I don't need them to go away and die. I think the insecurity in them prevents them from embracing the next, embracing the new.
Yeah, I mean,
soon as I got my own platform, I went and got Gina views.
Right.
Hey, come on. Soon as I got my producer Nay, she never produced radio a day in her life. Hey, Nay, You could do this. I ain't never did it. You produce TV, you can produce radio. Come on. Let me show you how to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that Charlemagne, same way he embraced me. Sway, embrace me. You know what I'm saying? Even Big, embrace me. That's what it's gonna take.
Yeah.
When I remember when I interviewed Gucci, man, and I was like, bro, are you aware of the extent of your tree? And he was like, what you mean? I'm like, bro, from the Gucci tree, you get Deb Anthony and Waka and Nicki, and then you get a whole separate, you get Future and Gunna and Thug, and then the whole separate, you get Mike Will and Ray Shrummer, and then a whole separate tree. You like his tree crazy, bro.
Insane.
You know what I'm saying? And so think about this, bro. Without Gucci, you don't get Mike Will. Without Mike Will, we don't get Humble. And then before now, that was his Dot's biggest record, right?
Yeah.
Then, even if you take Dot, for instance, what you just said earlier about the next generation inspiring, Tupac said this: I might not change the world, but I might inspire the mind of the next person. Who does Dot look up to? Tupac.
Yep.
Dot just was the first solo rapper to ever headline the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's game changing.
Sure.
So Pac was right. You know what I'm saying? And now that Dot is the guy, he might do the same thing and that's what it's gonna take. It ain't about getting the old niggas out of here. It's about the old niggas allowing themselves to not be insecure, to be like, let me embrace this person.
With you, and first of all, you're spot on with that. And this isn't pushback. I'm also thinking like, yeah, I full on agree. The problem I'm having with the older, and we're not going to, first of all, I'm not going to leave it up to them. I'm not going to leave it up to them like they're the key to it all changing. But I'm looking at them like, yeah, they're definitely insecure, definitely a lot of weak individuals up there. But also, hurry up and die already, because y'all ain't letting that go. Niggas are like 80, 70, 80, and 90. Like, and now that's the mentality, and that's not concrete for everyone, right? But also, sometimes it takes a Head or a Kendrick or whoever under that, whatever, to kick down the door and be like, this is what's happening. And sometimes the impact is so big, it makes you move. It makes niggas get out the way. And it opens up shit that you never want to open, right? Or Kendrick are also doing what Pac is doing, sparking their mind. For example, Kendrick also got on stage and shouted out niggas the world didn't even know.
Bro.
Which was a whole different kind of like,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And check the files, he been doing that. You know what I mean? So it's just a testament to that. What Pac did going back down, it's a very strong bloodline of how that came back down through Kendrick to what he's imputing to the world, and then what he wants to see for the game and our culture together. You know what I mean? You being added to that, myself being added to that, all these people, all these legs, and look at AZ Shike, who been a dog, been a nigga out here, but it's a different kind of look when Kendrick is involved. And then I look at him go. And look at, man, I look at Lefty had, 4 words on Kendrick album? And his cracking out here, right? But it's just the power of, like, allowing that space to be the thing, allowing Kendrick to be like, you know what? I'm getting complete new voices that's making a run out here. We gonna shove the West Coast down your throat. No pause. It is what it is, right? And yes, I agree with you. Basically, what I'm saying, I agree with you for sure, 100%. And I think it's strong. It's stronger for us to be on some like what you've been on. The rest of the niggas need to get on. What you've been on, the rest of these niggas need to get on. Right? It's been West Coast. All of y'all here on East Coast platforms, on no matter where I'm at in the world, DJing in Hawaii and all this stuff like that. West Coast. It is what it is. Like I'm. This is what I'm on. And now y'all see, right? And a lot of y'all hate us for it. But it is what it is. And it feels good to kind of be. Now we felt this before, right? You know, they always say, East Coast started, the West Coast took it to the bank, right? You know what I mean? So we've been here before. You know, it just feels good that not only did we kind of get a hold onto it, but it's dripping and reeking of culture. You know what I mean? It's West Coast, it's black as hell, and it's creative, it's artistic, it's record breaking, and who don't want to be a part of that?
A lot of people.
Proud. You know, I know.
A lot of people don't want to be a part of it. But also, you know, Yo Flowers too, him doing that on that Grammy stage was crazy, bro. Where was you at?
I was here at the house, and I wasn't watching the Grammys because I'm not used to watching the Grammys. I know I think I seen the clips of Mustard that I accepted like the first 2 or 3, and I'm like, oh, Dot ain't there anyway, so I'm really not turning into this, right? And then my phone started going off. I started getting phone calls and texts at the same time. What the hell's going on? And I started seeing texts that you can see people coming through. Then one of my homeboys, Dirty Joe, he was saying, how I feel. I see the text through the notification, how I feel to be at the Grammys. And I'm like, what? And then Sticks called me, and that's who told me. And I posted Sticks, no, Sticks had posted, or his wife did. Fee had posted, when he was talking to me on the phone, he started going, nigga, I told you, nigga, I told you. You know, for me, Head, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. That already humble is completely humbling, because Dot is in a space where you're in space, right? He's so big that you feel like he's in space, but he's so connected to the soil. You would bring essentially some unknown cats on the biggest stage of music, on accepting your biggest award for the biggest song of your career, and you didn't have to do that. And he didn't shout out famous niggas. He didn't say Snoop and Dre. He didn't do that. He said Problem, Glasses, Luck, K-Boy,
Maestro,
the homie Stro. And I'm like, the world is like, who? But to the house, they like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The house was proud. I was getting emails and texts from people, they proud. You know what I mean? And it made me feel good. I had homegirls and homies crying. Like, it felt good. And it's a testament to also the work I did out here. I've been rapping for a long, long time, been in these streets, been in and out these labels, always keeping, my TRW has always been A1. So my reputation on being just a good dude has always been that. So there would have been no reason, and for him to say, these are the cats that inspire me. You talking about the biggest rap artist in the world?
Yeah.
You know, so it was humbling, bro. It was humbling. And still to this day, it's love. When I see people, it's love. It's congrats. I see Kendrick shouted you out. I saw that. And you have to do that. And we've been in situations with bigger people and bigger positions. And I've done a lot for some artists that have never held me up in that kind of way, in those kind of regards like he did. You know what I mean? So I was already indebted to him for being integrity and being dope. Just to add that on top of it is just like, oh, well, yeah, that's Kendrick being Kendrick. For the people who don't know, that's Dot being Dot. That wasn't new. It was new that he would shout us out on that stage. But the fact he did it was like, yeah, that's Dot. He would do that.
He would do that.
He would do that, you know. So that was amazing, man. I love that. I love that. I think it was big. And like I said, a lot of opportunities popped up from it. A lot of things in the background. A lot of the homies I talked to are in position to got some other things going on. So it's the power of who he is also. You know, if Kendrick shot you out, you must mean something to some people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I didn't realize that. I ain't gonna lie. Because, like, I didn't realize that going into, like, all of that shit. I'm like, the Dot shit was no different than a Luck thing. Like, if you was beefing with somebody, I'm like, bro, this the homie. Like, why ain't nobody saying nothing?
Why ain't nobody saying nothing?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it like, people look at it like, well, the internet, who was DJ HED? Where did he come from, right? I don't give a fuck about that. What was mind-blowing to me was, it was like some of the homies is like, bro, this is the homie, though. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not different to me. It could be problem. It could be bad luck. It could be, nigga, that's the homie, though. Like what's up with this nigga?
Right.
I thought that was a universal Like
That's what we.
energy.
That's what you and I, we did think that. I thought it was that, right? That's another thing about it.
I'm so confused at I was so confused at the confusion.
So
What is there to be confused about? This is the homie.
exactly.
So
You know what it was here to me? This last year showed me two things. Yes, confused with you, but also, I forgot. For a second, I almost lost track of what kind of game I was in, what industry I was in.
touche,
So
touche.
those both things happen, right? It's like it's from a very like a shallow surface way to look at it, right? I'm like, hold up, Doc's at war right now. Like I can't look. Let me tell you something. Like, and I don't like to be the old nigga to talk about my old games and I used to put up 30, right? But I was having a conversation with niggas like, do you understand? If I was in my like full form of I'm rapping days, I'm at the studio every day, whatever. You know how many raps I would have put out already about all kind of niggas? You know how much time I'd have did a video and diss niggas and went after niggas because of, in my opinion, that I would have never let that Joey Badass shit slip. That would have never slipped. That no disrespect, no kind. I would have been. I'm academic. I don't even talk about him, but like but Drake and all that. It would have felt like Joe Budden rapping to Jay-Z at the time. Like ain't nobody really paying attention, right? But at the same time, I'd have went for mine because I felt like, oh, y'all looking at Doc from the house and he the homie, but you don't want to mess up your chance with what y'all consider the biggest rapper in the world, the pop star, Aubrey, right? And we watch it. Even this is my opinion. Now I'm missing me saying this, nobody else. Even watching Dog put that repost that thing. Cause I'm like, nigga, what you doing? You know the rules. Just my opinion. I'm speaking for me, for Terrence, for Luck, right? What are you doing? This the homie. We don't do none of that, right? And now you gotta retract when Kendrick puts something out on the record that come out about what you smoking, super high. Are you high? Right? So I'm watching people lose their grip about what's going on. They get a loss of reality. And I'm like, nah. We here now, And the homie put his flag in the dirt. And it is what it is. And I'm not trying to start that. I'm just saying, like, I noticed some things, and I noticed a lot of little separation, little things were happening, and I wasn't with that. I wasn't with none of it. Don't ask me what side I'm on. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? So I wouldn't with that,
And
man.
and going back to what I said to Jeremy and Elliot Wilson, I think people don't understand the lineage that we come from. And I think that's the biggest. That's what I've learned over the last year. I've learned that people really don't understand this. They think it's all rap.
Right.
They think hip hop is a rap category. Hip hop is a life. Hip hop is a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's texture. It's culture. It's food. It's lingo. It's fashion. It's slang. It's the way you interact with your homies. It's love. It's hate. It's beef. It's up. Hip hop is all of those
Sure.
things. It's not just hip hop. Ain't just like no rap category. Goofy, like you know what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I thought, and so for a while I thought I was tripping because I'm like, why nobody understand what's going on? Nobody understands what's going on. I'm like, bro, like, and again, going back to what I said, bro, I learned manhood from street
Yeah.
dudes. That's a different way of understanding and comprehending manhood.
Yeah.
And because of that, I learned a valuable lesson. I don't think I've ever talked about it publicly, but I learned it when I remember. So Glasses had a song called "Sun Come Up" with Birdman, T-Pain, and Rick Ross.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep. Single.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yep.
Hit record. So I'm thinking like, oh, full transparency, Glasses took that. Well, we were gifted that song from Stunner. Shout out to Stunner. We ain't never had no problem with Stunner. While we was with Cash Money, never had a problem with Stunner. Glasses was given that record. That record was supposed to be on a project that Stunner and Rick Ross were putting out together. They had a project that they were doing together.
I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that record was Birdman and Ross's record.
Wow. They
gave it to Glasses. Like, here, this your single. That was a gift from God. He needed one.
For sure.
We got the record. So I'm like, man, we indebted to Ross. Ross signed off on it. Stunner signed off on it. It's good. Like, it's all good. Krayshawn used to be managed by the homie Stretch.
Yep. I remember.
From the Bay. Mm-hmm. Her and the other white girl. Yep. I forgot what the white, the problematic white lady, right?
For sure. Yeah.
The white lady get into it with Stretch. I mean, the white lady is get into it with Rick Ross on the red carpet.
Yeah, that was news at the time. Yeah.
I never told this story before. The white lady get into it with Rick Ross. They having a back and forth, whatever. Stretch is with them on the red carpet. V Nasty. Shout out to GR.
Yeah. V Nasty, right.
They get into it on the red carpet. Ross and Stretch starting to having a back and forth on the red carpet. I'm looking at the footage like, and he like, yeah, nigga asked about me, nigga. He was like, what's your name? Nigga, like, now my name is Stretch, nigga. I'm Stretch, nigga. I'm from Seaside, California. Nigga, call whoever you want to call, ask about me, whatever. So I'm going to panic mode. I'm in PR mode now. I'm like, oh shit, we got a problem. Stretch is the homie. Like, Stretch is family.
Right, for sure. Yep.
Stretch is family, bro.
Yep.
So I'm telling Glasses, bro, what we gonna do? We gotta call Ross. We gotta politic because I don't want to fuck up the relationship with Rick Ross, and I don't want to fuck up the relationship with Ross and Stunner, because the homie, our family member Stretch is getting into it with them niggas. That day I learned a valuable lesson.
What's that?
Glasses said, "Head, it's family over everything, cuz."
Boom.
And I'm like, so that's what we own? He said, I'm on my way up there now. That's what we own.
There it is.
All right, bet.
There it is.
So me learning that lesson 12, 13 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was, 10 years, whatever, it's 15 years ago, me learning that lesson, something happened with Doc. You don't have to ask me what's going on.
Exactly.
This is what's happening. This is what's going on.
Right. We over here. Real talk.
You get what I'm saying?
Damn. He said, what you mean? He said, nigga, family. That's it. Right.
There was no discourse. There was no conversation.
Yep.
There was no democracy, nigga. It was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was just, Stretch is family, head. That's what we on, cuz.
I wish the world knew Glasses. Glasses, I keep saying it in like different posts and different things. Like, he really is a special individual.
Yeah.
He really is, and connected to so much. I wish, but then again, you know, it's like there's a core of cats like that. Like, you one of the ones. Like, Glasses is one of the ones that I want. Like to. Now he's alive too, though. Let me reel it back a little bit. I just love him, so you know what I mean. But salute to Glasses, man. One thing about it is he a real one. He gonna stand on it and stand with his people. You know what I mean? I look, but that's a good lesson to learn, especially at the time when it's going to come up. It's going that being who we are, being where we from, in so many words, it already got stank on it. To the, you know what I mean? So to the enemy. So it's almost like we're moving into a space where most people don't like us. So all right, let's see how this is gonna go. How we gonna work this out? You know what I mean? Everybody got a politics. Somebody got to holler at somebody, and all these things happen. right? But at the end of it all, I think the realness comes from what you stand on. And don't slip, because if people find an open or a crack in you, especially somebody like yourself, like a head, being like you are a lifeline to the coast, they want to take full advantage of that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So, wow, that's man.
Also, you know what's interesting too is I didn't know that, if I'm being honest with you. I didn't know what I meant to people.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Not because like I'm fully aware, like self-aware.
Right.
But I also am oblivious to outside perception because I don't indulge in that shit, right, or for the good or the bad. Yeah. Charlamagne always tell me, you live by the cheers, you die by the booze. I never really indulge in that. So I don't know what the perception, how people receive me. I know that, I just learned I'm a glazer. I just learned that.
Yeah, I'll be hearing that. Yeah.
I just learned that one. But I didn't know, bro. Like I had no idea what I meant to people. Like, so now that I'm having a better understanding of it, it's like, yeah, it is like, I do take it serious and I look at it like a responsibility, but I also look at it like I'm really just being me.
Yeah.
I never, like we said at the top, like I don't claim to be nothing I'm not. I don't try to be this or be that. I'm just like, bro, look, bro, I'm just a man and here's what I'm doing, here's what I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I remember like I said, I had a conversation with Wacko. I wish I could remember the dude's name. Sir Luke. It's a dude named Sir Luke. Mm-hmm. He run a security company. He run some of the venues downtown LA. And I went to the homie Reasons. I went to Reasons release party. Mm-hmm. And when I went to Reasons release party, like I didn't post or nothing, I didn't make a stink about it. Like it was people in there that, you know, we just was low. We was low key. But when I got to Reasons release party, the security stopped me outside. So I'm thinking like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But it was black dudes, and you could tell they wasn't regular security, black suit, blazer. These is, you know,
right.
These is the guys.
Got it. Right.
And so I'm outside. Salas go in ahead of me, and he stopped me outside. He said, "What's up, homie?" I said, "What's up, bro?" He's like, "Hey, bro." He was like, "I just want to let you know, my nigga, we fuck with you." I was like, "What you like for real?" Because I'm thinking it's like I'm outside by myself now.
Yeah.
Everybody inside. It's just me. Mm. He's like, "Yeah, bro, we fuck with you." I'm like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah, bro." Like, he was like, you know, we from the east side, bro. Like, we not regular security. He said, we from the east side, bro.
Yeah,
we not regular security. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what he's saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He says some other shit too that I ain't finna say on here. But he said, bro, we fuck with you, bro. We from the east side. And I look around and I realize, like, his homie, they the niggas with so they got the security guard, like not the black suit, black blazers, club security. They got the vest on with the burners on the chest. It's the burners here. You know, the John Wick niggas, right?
Yeah.
So they got the burners. And I made a joke or something here. You can take mine. He just, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, bro. He's like, yeah, he ain't gonna need that when we around. When we around, he ain't gonna need that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He was like, just so you know, we fuck with you, bro. Like, we really appreciate how you represent. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be extra. You ain't gotta be something you not. Like, you know, you a square, but just know, like, you know, and in the streets, he was like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's good. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. I appreciate that. And he was just like, he was like, yeah, if you need anything, you let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I'm good right now, OG, but
let me tell you something, man. this is what I understand about how the street works. Being from the streets, raised in the streets, street nigga, right? The streets will protect. It's gonna sound crazy because people like to think violence and all these things, right?
Yeah.
But the streets will protect anything of theirs that's pure.
I like that.
It's movies and stuff where it's like they pressure the kid in the neighborhood to game bang. The one who want to play ball and go to college, they want to mess up his life and want him to game bang. That's movie shit, right? They not doing none of that. They tell him stay from down here, go home, nigga, go do your homework, right? You in my opinion, you classify as we consider pure. I don't mean like you never did nothing, you never got in trouble or never did. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you represent a safe space and a place that can identify and represent for us globally, right? I'm on this. This is a very small, you know what I mean? Very small, like.
I'm on this over here.
Yeah, I'm on this over here. I know very well, right? So we need to protect you because this is only here. You know what I mean? You are like this. Globally, you're out globally. So we protect that. It's just like the kid who played ball and wants to go to college, because they thinking NBA, get out the hood, get your mom out the hood, family, generational. That's how they looking at him. They looking at you. Man, my homies used to tell me, look, about to go somewhere. We about to jump in the car, go somewhere, whatever. Hey, look, nah, you good. You ain't. We finna go somewhere else. And it's not like they're saying they going to hit a lick or nothing, but they just like, nah, don't be in the car with us because the way we roll is different. It's burners in here, dope in here, and all kind of stuff, whatever. I'm a rapper and I'm the homie and I'm around, but they also like, yeah, but nigga, you can be Cube one day. Niggas should tell me that. Like, you can be Cube. You can be, you know what I mean? They protect what's pure. I remember, and I'm not gonna say with who, but I remember my first night out with Diamond Lane, my second night out with Diamond Lane. Now, mind you, I was grown at this point, right? And we had this club in Beverly Hills, and a big, huge fight happened, right?
Happened. It just happened.
Right? A rumble happened, right? Dude, two of the homies, one of them a younger homie, younger than me, told me, chill, look, you stay right here. A younger homie and an older homie. Look, you stay right here. And I'm looking like, wait, I'm like, what? I don't even know what's going on. And like, why y'all hold me back? Also because they looking at like, nigga, you the artist. What you mean? You the artist. We do the other shit. You know what I'm saying? We do the crashing out. Anything ignorant, crashing out, whatever. We do all that. You rap. The studio ain't here. You get the studio, that's when you let off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, to my point, I'm saying like the street protect anything that's pure, and they like he like said, when they say that's the ultimate compliment, my nigga, you ain't never got it. We got you. In the streets, that's the ultimate compliment. You ain't got to worry about nothing. If I'm here, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate compliment, and it's a testament to who you are. Let you have been a goofy. I bet niggas don't tell academics that. I bet when academics show up somewhere, niggas don't be like, man, we got you.
Well, in order for people to interact with you, you have to show up somewhere.
First of all, you got to show up somewhere. First of all, you know, I explained this to Ed. I said this one time. I did a video on YouTube one time, and I talked about. I said the crazy part because I was doing a response to a point you made on your page. I love the point you said. You made a point saying this. I'm not sure if you said this battle, but you said you just realized that y'all didn't know Dot was a nigga, right? That whole point you made on that video, I had to do a whole video about it. Because I'm like, y'all don't understand. He put it right there on the money. Y'all thought Dot was, just Black Queen, Hotep, Egypt Dot, right? Miracle Dot. Y'all thought Dot was that. And y'all what happened was Dot showed up, the Dot we've been knowing, right? And you like, you don't know what to do with that. You don't know what to do with that Dot. The GNX Dot, y'all don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's aggressive, it's bad.
Like, oh my God, what do we do? This nigga's a nigga.
Exactly. So because y'all tried to separate him, y'all want to make it seem like he wasn't exactly that kind of West Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, but he is though,
and been that.
In that, right? So I made a video about how the problem with social media or the internet, right? One of the problems, not the problem, but one of the problems is that social media puts us all in one room. I said the problem is I would never in my life be somewhere where I would hear academics talking. I would never be in a space where I can physically see a certain type of person. Because what would I be doing there? I'm never in a space where I ever came across these type of niggas. And I've been in this game for a very, very long time. I done ran into a bunch of people. Even nowadays, I've been in both coasts, many offices, many little spots, clubs, little things. I've never ran into these types because I ain't never around these types. I'm never in a space where these types are around, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying, like, the internet makes it so, head, you would never, if your job didn't consist of you being on radio or you being on internet, you having these platform shows, you would never hear academics. Why would you ever hear it? You would never hear that. You would never be in spaces where he, you know what I mean?
I don't necessarily like circuses.
Right.
Of any kind.
Right.
I mean, I went to the Universal Circus with the Westbrook sisters on some.
That's it. The only clowns I entertain.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't go to the circus because I don't like clowns.
Hey, you know what's funny? How you talk to them though. That's what's funny. Because you're so calm. I watch, and I don't need you to go into. I'm just say something. I don't need you to respond to this. I'm just gonna say it because I've seen it. Right. I watch you do the culture thing with Hunt and Curtis and all them. Right. And I watched the dude from Canada. I forgot the dude's name. And I watch you say some things to him. I'm sorry, explain some things to him about culture. Right. And then I also watched him do a video later on about how he responded. Basically, what he should have said to you. basically about right. And the whole video, I'm like, bro, I watched the whole long video with y'all, and you just say none of these things. That man was right in your face on that video, and all the things you're saying right now, you just say to him, and you had the chance to say all these things to you about how you felt about something, and what you thought was a setup, and what you thought was BS and all that. I'm watching the video like, I just watched. You didn't say anything to Head about that. Anything. And my point of saying this is, it's the games. And I like how you are dealing with people who you know are clowns, right? It's the calmness to you, the way you are dealing with people. Even when you deal with academics, loud, say things, stuttering, you know, he crazy, whatever. It's more so like you be sitting back waiting for him to finish talking. You get your word out. I mean, it's not rude. There's no cutoffs. You know what I mean? But I think that's also you being assured, like you said, you being very sure who you are, and I don't have to make it up on the spot, so I'm not freestyling. Mm-hmm. It's easy for me to repeat who I am because I am who I am, right? And you guys have to make up things and excuses, and I'm not talking about as small as like stuff for Drake. I'm not saying that, but just like lying and being people who you aren't. You know what I mean? So I enjoy watching you combat these individuals. So for me, I'm never really truly at the circus, but I love to watch you be the ringmaster of not that you're a ringmaster of a circus. I like to watch you tame these clowns, not the lions, but the clowns. It's a very, very genius thing when I watch you do that, and it's amazing to see.
I don't. You know what it is though. Again, going back to culture and lineage. I was just explaining this to I explained this one time to Bootleg Kev when we was doing our radio show. And I told Kev, because we had some tension with some niggas, and Kev was on some crash out type shit. Like, let's pull up. You know, Kev a crazy white boy from Phoenix. Mm-hmm. He ain't all there.
Right.
But, so I was like, Kev, he was like, fuck it, let's, he wanted to get on the radio with it. He was on the internet with it. I'm like, like, let's go crash out. And I'm just like, Kev, I need you to understand some things, bro. Because of where we are and where I come from and my lineage and the people that I have to answer my phone for, I don't have the luxury of popping off.
Right.
Crashing out, like I told Ellie, that's a luxury.
Yeah.
Popping off, that's a luxury. Saying whatever the fuck you want to say on the internet with no recourse is a luxury. I don't have that luxury.
Right.
Because you one of the people too. You have called my phone. Hey, what's going on? What you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
if right now, if I just crashed out, you know, F this person, F that, matter of fact, so and so owe me some money, F that person, this, like I crashed out. They gonna record it. It's gonna be on the shade room.
I was shut
it's gonna be on,
right in the middle of you talking. I was shut it down.
It's gonna be in the shade room, all that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Within 5 to 6 minutes, my phone is gonna ring, and I have to answer the phone because certain people are gonna call my phone like, "What's going on? What we on?"
Right.
Well, we ain't on nothing. It's content. That doesn't even compute.
No, not at all.
What you mean is content? Well, yeah, we just, you know, you're just getting some views and some clicks.
They still turned up.
That's not even registering to niggas. Like, what do you mean? Like, what you mean is content? Nigga, like, what we on? you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And so I think, and so I have to. It's not that I have to be responsible.
Yep.
Somebody told me that. I ain't gonna say who it was, but a super OG told me that. He was like, you know why all of us, you know, fuck with you or rally with you. I'm like, I mean, I didn't know that was the thing. He was like, oh yeah, we all talk. All the pillars know each other, right? He's like, yeah, we all talk. You know what I'm saying? We all know what it is with you. He was like, ain't nothing coming your way because anytime your name is involved, we know somebody else did it.
Right. That's a fact.
Because you're not going to start nothing.
Exactly.
So anytime your name come up, we automatically aggressive with whoever it is because it's like we know you didn't do anything to start the bullshit, right? Sure. And so I was like, damn, for real. And he said, yeah. And anytime it ever come up like that, we all gonna go because you don't abuse your position. And it's a lot of people who will be in a position you in and just be, you know, on some.
Yep.
You know, like, and he's like, bro, but you don't operate like that. So that's why it's like that. And I'm just like, well, I didn't necessarily think about it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I went to the Bay for All-Star Weekend, like, I rode around with Dame and pulled up on Fabian and G Arch and them, and it was love. And like, you know, like when we used to go to the Bay, we used to go link up with Zoe the Roaster. You know what I'm saying? And Zoe was one of them ones, like.
Zoe is legendary one of the ones, too.
Zoe's one of the, I remember, you know, rest in peace to Zoe. I can say this now because he not here with us. But Zoe used to roll very militant. Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? We flew to the Bay one time. I fly to the Bay. We in Oakland, bro. It's just black trucks pull up. We at a Denny's across the street from the hotel. Black truck just pull up. Niggas hop out with big candy canes.
Right.
Big stupid.
Right.
Yeah. Shit. You know, like real loadout type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Call of Duty nerds.
Right.
The niggas had their loadouts. You know what I'm saying? So the niggas hopped out with their loadouts, bro. It's like, and like Zoe, like got out the truck, and like the doors are like they move like the nation, right? The dudes open the doors and Zoe walked through, and he walked right up to our table. What's up, my niggas? Y'all good? Like, yeah, nigga, we good. What the fuck wrong with you?
You like, I don't even know.
Nigga, are we good?
Are we we in?
I'm looking, like, what the fuck wrong with you?
No.
I'm like, and the nigga's like, so yeah, y'all good? Y'all need anything? I'm waiting on my eggs. My
Yes.
nigga like,
That's it. That's it.
yeah, yeah, you know.
Trying to get some breakfast to get out.
But it was like, but it's like dudes like that who always like looked out and ensured that
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do, what we've been trying to build is like protected in the sanctity of it. It's like, but I understand that it's a privilege to be able to be on the internet and just create content.
Right.
Like this ain't content, bro. This is like these is real human beings with real families and real girls and kids and all kind of shit. Sidebar, I done got into it with several women because of they take Instagram serious. I don't take Instagram serious. Not in the sense that it's not real life because it's real
Right.
people
Yeah.
using their thumbs. That's not what I'm saying. I don't take Instagram serious and it's like, oh, I follow this person. That means that's an endorsement of who they are,
Oh, right. Yeah.
or their business or their brand and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Also, on the flip side, when I say like I got into it with these women, is because I don't follow the homies' girls. I don't follow your wife. I don't follow nobody's girl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they do music or they do
Right.
something.
For sure.
But like just to follow, like even Kev's wife, never followed her. The homie Nico, his girl worked. She's on the afternoon show at the radio station. Amazingly talented dude. Her name was Jackie Ramirez. Go tap in. I don't follow her. Fuck with her.
Right.
Fuck with her. Love her work. I love her work. She's a phenomenal on air personality. All of that. I'm not following her. She's like, what? Was it that deep? Yes. Because
Right.
because I don't take social media serious enough to monitor it the way that y'all monitor it. So I might follow Bad Luck's wife and just be I scroll and like I just like shit. I just scroll and double tap. I
Right.
scroll and double tap. I don't even care. Like people be like, oh, Head like my record, right? Head like my record. I liked everything that I scrolled past for the last 5 minutes while I was sitting on the airplane runway, bro. It wasn't like deep like that. I didn't even listen to your record, champ. I just liked it because you out here doing your thing. I like it. I scrolling. So if I'm not finna pay attention to the fact that I'm liking your wife's bikini pictures, it's like,
right.
Hey, my nigga, my wife done dropped 2 mixtapes. You ain't like none of that, but you like all her bikini pictures.
Right.
Why you like all her bikini pictures, but not the picture of the cookies with the bikini?
Yeah, that look crazy.
So what I do is I don't follow nobody girl. Hey, that's your girl? Nice to meet you. I'm out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't take it serious enough, and I know it's serious. Going back to what I said, I understand the weight that comes with these platforms and these positions, and all that following the homie girl, pointing niggas out, sending the street niggas, retaliation, crashing out. That's all luxury that I don't have.
Yeah. You gotta be responsible, and you gotta. And it's easy to not be off a bit of emotion,
right?
And you have a. Is it fair to say? And I'm gonna use this word not disrespectfully, obviously, but because for me it's so hard, like a weird sense of self-control. Like it's like you have a sense of self-control because you always seem unbothered. For me, it's hilarious, and when I mean hilarious, I mean like because I love it. The fact because that would kept me out of so much stuff if I was as unbothered as DJ HED is, right? Because I understand there was a point in time where I would have used my voice for some bro. You remember back in the day, old Twitter? You remember like I want to say shout out too because you and me talked some years ago and on my Twitter my Twitter doesn't exist past 2008.
2014 for me.
Okay, cool. So you already know. Shout out to you for that too. And so I mean, you was kind of on the front line. You was on the cutting edge of like, we ain't finna do this. Like We ain't finna deal with none of that.
Bro, it's not about being like, for me, it is self-control, and it's not unbothered, I'm unencumbered. And the reason I'm unencumbered is because shout out to Omarion too. Look, hold on, this is my book collection. Hold on. Oh, there, you can see it. So look, get you this,
Okay.
that Pastor Torrey Roberts, that Balance.
Okay.
But this one right here,
Mariama?
Conversations with God.
Oh, word. Okay. The complete. Wait, who's the author?
Omarion Unbothered.
Okay.
These are some of my books, but the discipline comes from being. I'm fully aware, but I also know that I'm trying to be what I didn't have.
Got it. I like that.
So I'm trying to be, whether it's reaching out, just DMing. I remember years ago when I first met O3 Greedo, I just DM'd him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I first started seeing him do his thing, I just DM'd him. And he was like, "What's up, DJ HED? Like, what's up with you? Like, whatever." Like, I'm like, "Look, bro, I don't want nothing from you. Come to the office. I want to talk to you." He pulled up with two of his homies, and he was kind of like, "What's up with this nigga?" Like,
Right.
And I was like, "Bro, I don't want nothing. I just wanted to give you some game and just share experience and let you know, like, if you ever need anything, like, hit me. Like, it's my phone number. I don't change my number. I have the same phone number since 2003. Text me, call me if you need advice or whatever. Same thing with TB. He a LA artist. Same thing with Blast. Same thing with whoever. Like, if I see you really doing your thing, because we didn't have that.
Right. No, we didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even like, to be fair, y'all had more tutelage than we had because y'all had the OGs that y'all fucked with, but we had to learn everything on our own. Bumping our heads, making mistakes, doing all the shit. So if I could save somebody 10 years, I'm going to save you the 10 years. And I'm not finna charge you no consultation fee. I'm not finna do none of that, because I think our culture is the only one where we cannibalize our own people for the sake of profit or self gratification. Right. Like, other communities don't operate like that. My Jewish homies don't operate like that. You know what I'm saying? It's about community. It's like, well, if I know, that's why they get the insider trading shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, bro, hey man, you might want to dump. You might want to dump that Nvidia stock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it might be like, hey, look, you might not want to go to that video shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, what you mean? I ain't just don't go to the video shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, if I can save somebody anguish, time, whatever, then I'm gonna do that. Just because I feel like that's what we need to build in our community. And that's why when you say, like, how I dressed, oh boy, I wasn't trying to be malicious. It was just like, yes, you're the number one person in this media game. But who are you empowering other than yourself?
Right.
What are you doing with it?
Yeah, what are you doing with that?
Dot, the number one nigga in hip hop. He just put like 6 people you never heard of in position.
Real talk.
Then went on the Grammys and doubled down on it and said Bad Luck and G Malone and Mike Stroh, and you know what I'm saying? Niggas don't know who Mike Stroh is.
Right.
We know.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying, like, to me, that's what we missing, is those types of things. It's not even like, people always come to me like, hey, put me on. What does that even mean? What does that look like?
I don't even know what that means anymore.
No. Because people think I have a magic red button that I could push and make them rich and famous and all that kind of stuff. It don't work like that. But what I can do,
want the instant fame. They kind of like they just want to be cracking today.
What I can do is give you some blueprints and you can go build. Yeah. That's what I can do. But I think, to me, that's what it's about. That's the important piece of it. Is it's not necessarily, it's really building that community and not having a price tag attached to it all the time.
Yeah. How do you really? You can't look at, if HED charges me a consultant fee for whatever, and I pay it, and then even if I get cracking, can I really give head the? I mean, I can't give them the credit, but it ain't the same as somebody just showing me love because they want to see me do better. You know what I mean?
It's not the same, but it's also, but it's just it again. This is I have a very unpopular opinion that I've never shared, but I think the majority of the problems in the world, not necessarily specific to music, is completely rooted in insecurity.
I can agree with that.
Ego is rooted in insecurity. The reason why you won't help somebody else is rooted in insecurity.
Yep.
The reason why you don't like yourself is insecurity. The reason why you you might wear a wig or whatever the case may be, it might be because of like I've lost two people to cancer recently, and they didn't wear wigs. It wasn't like, oh, bravo to you, but it's like you don't want to be looked at as a certain way.
For sure.
Or you can embrace whatever it is your physical inefficiency is and just be like, hey, you know what, my name is Head. You think I want to be called Head, nigga?
Right. Yeah.
That's not what I chose for myself.
Yeah.
It's just niggas made fun of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
What's dope about that is you rocked it, not to stay on this part, but what's dope about it is you turned what was supposed to be to other people a negative thing into like normal. It's normal. It's a normal thing. It's not even a thing. It's not even funny no more. Like, nigga, it's like after a while, you still got fat jokes for Rick Ross. Nigga been cracking for so many years. You still. It's like, all right, we know that. What's the new thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, to your point, I like how you did that too, though. That's real.
But I think that the insecurity is rampant, and that's what fuels a lot of people's livelihood. Honestly, their whole life is rooted around it in trying to remedy their insecurity. They go get all of the fancy designer Amiri shirts because they insecure about whatever it is they insecure about, or they go and they get mad because Luck or DJ Head didn't like their record. It's nigga, don't get mad, get better, or don't and keep pushing your line until
right. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not the end all be all. Luck is just one opinion. I'm just one man with one opinion.
Yep.
And so I think that once people get past insecurity, I think that that's where, to me, life lives on the other side of fear, and then I staple insecurity to that.
Yeah, for sure. Because most of the things we as humans deal with starts within us. Like whether procrastination, a bunch of stuff all falls off the tree of that. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely can see that. Wars, fights, battles. If you want to talk about Helen of Troy, right? All insecure ego shit.
Now let me ask you a question. This is gonna sound like a wild question.
For sure.
Would you let your wife go on a date with a man?
No. Hey, look, without even thinking about the trick or the whatever the question.
The trick. Okay, here's my theory. Sure. By all means, this is my take. Sure, I got it.
I got it.
I think I would.
Okay.
And you know what? A situation was presented to me like this before, which this is going to sound insane, but I was dealing with somebody, and she told me, she's like, hey, I don't know what we got going on, but I just want to be transparent. I don't want no funny shit going on. Somebody DM me to try to go take me on a date. Mm-hmm. It's one of your homies.
Okay.
I said, I just want to be transparent and just, let you know I didn't hit him back or then I said, you should go. Mm. She was like, excuse me?
Oh, now's the problem? That you bring it to me?
I said, you should go. And she was so confused. Like, that's not what women want to hear. And I was like, don't take it like I don't care. Yeah. if I'm really being honest with myself
Yeah.
and you, and I say I truly want the best for you, that means I want the best for you, even if it doesn't involve me.
But see, the
Hold on,
key. Go
hold
ahead,
on.
because I'm about to say the kids. You assumed I wanted the best for my wife. No, that's what you. No, I'm joking.
So I said you should
uh,
go, and she was like, "What?" Like she was so confused. I'm just like, "Well, I want the best for you, even if it's not me. But what if you like him better?" And then she thought it was a test, or I don't know what she thought.
mm,
And it's like, no, there's no trick. I think you should go to dinner with him. She's like, you not feel? I said, no, because I'm being honest.
mm.
I probably have too much confidence for my aesthetic.
You,
If,
you are stupid. You are stupid, dog.
I'm,
No, but I hear you.
I'm just okay. I'm way. I'm so my how I
Yeah,
look is probably here, and my confidence is
got it.
what I actually offer and bring to the table is probably here. My confidence
Right,
is.
right.
They told me my whole life, hey, you got a face for radio. You know, your teacher's fucked up.
You stupid.
You won't be on TV, whatever. I done did 3 TV shows. You know what I'm saying? Hosted and all
That's a
kinds of
fact.
shit.
That's a fact.
So you can't tell me I'm a black dude from the East Side. I was homeless on welfare. We lived in the car, the whole shit. I wanted to be on the radio. They say you can't get on the radio because it's a Mexican driven market.
Mm.
Got on the radio. Got another nigga in. Got our own show.
Yep.
Became the night show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They told me, oh, you can't do this. Okay, I went and did it. They told me I couldn't get a 6-figure deal. Went and got a 6-figure deal. They told me I couldn't do this. I hosted a Netflix show, 138 countries. So my confidence and my
Yeah.
security
Yeah.
is through the roof. So yeah, go on a date with this nigga because I think I'm better anyway.
Right.
It don't matter who you go on a date with. It could be an athlete, it could be an actor, it could be a rich nigga, it could be whoever.
Is it kind of like you also need her to do what she wants to do?
No, it literally has nothing to do with her.
Well,
I told a woman,
I asked that because she the fact that she even asked. I'm not saying I'm caught up in the emotion of you asked, so I feel a way about that. I'm not saying it that kind of way. I mean, like, I don't want to also stop you from living your life. This
yes,
sounds like something. This sounds like something you want to do. I champion that. You should. Because I'm going to do what I want to do. I would love for you to do.
That's true.
Mm.
But I was just asking. I was just asking from a standpoint of the security point that I was making.
No,
I
for me,
think
it's still enough for me. But no, but no, but so.
but also to be fair,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
way my
wait.
brain.
Real quick. Let me ask you this question about that. Does that change in marriage for you?
The only thing that changes when it comes to marriage is religion or spirituality.
Okay, so
And I never factored those things into a
got it.
commitment.
Okay,
Because everybody has
for
their
sure,
own faith.
for sure.
So I completely remove
Got it.
religion, spiritual, God. I remove all that from the marriage, from the sanctity of the union,
Okay.
and it just becomes a contract,
Transactional in a sense.
transactional contract.
Yeah.
I don't believe that unconditional love exists outside of from
Of dogs.
female, outside from mother to child, I don't believe in unconditional love. All love is conditional.
From mother to child, but I also only believe it from God and dogs.
Right.
But I love the fact that even it's interesting when I talk to people because of how we even breaking this conversation down, even like the way we view it. It's always interesting the different perspectives of how someone views love, marriage, just dating. Because to hear you say that you would let her, for me, that's not the shocking part for me, right? I'm just always interested in the whys somebody does something. So that was interesting to hear your reasoning for why you would, whether it's a confidence thing or not, but it's still sure it has to be some kind of confidence or comfortability to be like, yeah, go do your thing. Because you're also not saying, correct me if I'm wrong, you're also not saying, because there's your confidence you said through the roof, right? But also, are you saying it because you're so confident that you are who you are, so you ain't got to worry about that? Or will you be hurt if she did choose?
Both.
Okay. I like that.
But I believe in selflessness.
Got it.
So if I truly want what's best for you,
there it is. I got it.
And this is better for you, I think that interpersonal relationships are the only thing we don't treat that way. And I think that's a mistake. Right now, somebody is watching this or listening or whatever, and they work at a job and they make $65,000 a year. And somebody's going to approach them with $95,000 a year to do the same job and work less hours with better benefits. They might jump on that job. Our relationships is the only thing we don't treat that way.
Oh, wait a minute. That's kind of deep. Yeah, that's kind of deep.
So if somebody offer you $1 million record deal, Def Jam, Tunji offer you $1 million record deal, and then Ghazi and Empire be like, I'll give you $2 million for less albums, less terms, and you get more to master. You keep your masters. More times than likely, you're going to take the better record deal.
Yeah.
When we deal with humans, that's the only time we don't negotiate like that. Because of emotion. Yeah. And most of the time you're being fueled by the emotion, and the emotion is also a byproduct of whatever the insecurity or the security that's there exists.
I heard, and I'm not going to butcher his quote because it's kind of what you're saying. I heard this preacher the other day, right? He said the reason why a lot of marriages don't work, Western marriages don't work, is because you guys are marrying for love. So essentially, he's saying the emotion part, right? Because you think, oh, I fell in love with somebody, you're supposed to partner with somebody. He said, but if you go into it like partnership, then the way you even look for a partner is different.
It's different. I've always said that I would never marry somebody I would not start a business with.
I like that.
If I wouldn't let you run my business, why would I let you run my life?
Real talk. Damn. That's real.
You don't have the intellectual ilk to run anything. If I wouldn't let you run a convenience store, why the fuck would I let you run my social security number?
So essentially, and I'm not saying this in all aspects of it, arranged marriages, you can understand arranged marriages a little better.
I 100% understand them.
Okay.
I don't agree with it because it takes away free will.
Right.
So it also,
but you understand the structure of marrying for like bloodline, economic reasons, and and he said you marry your partner and then you love your partner. But he said don't love, you can't marry off of love then try to create something after that. Yeah, that's interesting.
I just don't, unless that's not your role. If that's not your role, that's not your role. Like there's such thing as trophy wives and all that type of thing. That's not what I'm on.
Right.
I don't need you to be my muse. I don't need you to inspire me. I don't need stock tips from you. I don't need none of that. I need basic utilities. I need you to run this. I bought a house. Run this. You know what I'm saying? Right. Make sure the lights stay on. Grow some shit. Like, run this. I'm going to go out here and get all the Infinity Stones.
But that's the partnership.
That's the
You know, you guys.
partnership.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The way, and to do that, I was talking to my friend Dr. Joy. I did an interview with her one time. She's amazing. She was talking about how she's a family and child therapist, right, and a marriage therapist. She talked about how before, when people come to her pre-marriage, she always asks the question, "What does marriage mean to you?" first. And the reason why is because, especially here in Western, we all have these preconceived notions of what we think marriage means, right? Or what is your idea of marriage? And sometimes, like Head's idea of marriage, maybe what he just talked about, partnership, right? If I can't run a business together, then why would I want to be in a marriage with you? And you know what I mean? So, and if somebody's coming in like opposite of that, then that's something you guys should have talked about instead of just thinking she fine and you look cute. Y'all did it and then got together. And then because of time, you've been together a year, you want to say, oh, we should get married now because it's been long enough. When all of those aren't true, real, valid, foundational reasons to get married. And usually it'll crumble. And there's records to prove why marriages are crumbling. I think that's real interesting, though, when you ask, what does marriage mean to you? And once a guy like Head says, this is what this looks like to me, or I have an idea of what this may look like, and then are you with that? Like, can we start off there? Do we kind of have an agreement on that? It starts off contractual and transactional.
The problem that people, this is my own personal opinion. I think that people romanticize relationships, whether it's marriage, partnerships, producer, rapper, you getting music, getting a record deal. There's some young dudes that got a record deal, and I told them exactly how it's going to go. I told them what they should do, and then they end up doing what I told them not to do, and it went exactly how I told them it was going to go. Relationships, people romanticize these things because you get to live out your dreams and all that shit is cute. That's cool. I don't live in that reality, bro. I don't think even for me, I don't even think that we should be teaching kids that shit. Because yes, we should teach kids to dream big and all that kind of stuff, and follow your goals and stuff like that. Cool, but don't provide people with an unrealistic expectation of the world, because the world is going to disappoint them. And when that happens, that's when you get the crash outs. That's when you get the niggas that shoot up the schools because the girl said no to the Sadie Hawkins dance,
right?
Or to the prom, or you get the crash out who road rage. He hopped out his car because you cut him off because he don't know how to deal with adversity or disappointment. We need to teach adversity and disappointment at an early age in order for people to grow up with adversity and disappointment. I.e., rappers who, this part, like the record label's evil. They wasn't evil when you cashed that check.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That's why I respect Dot so much. Dot just finished out his deal, then went and did his thing.
Yep.
He never once complained. You never seen a tweet. Fuck the label. They holding me back. None of that shit. Oh, that's this new generation of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this person don't like my record. Why? It doesn't matter, bro. We'll make another record. If you really are the shit, going back to the man-woman conversation I was just having, if you really are the shit, you can do this all day.
Yep.
Like I tell artists now, if you really as good as you think you are, this one record ain't gonna make or break you.
That's a fact.
The problem is, going back to put a bow on, you're insecure about your ability to produce this again. You're insecure for me dealing with the woman. No, you can't go out with that nigga. Why? Because I'm talking to you and I don't want you seeing no other nigga. Because I'm insecure in my inability to replicate your experience with this other man.
Now that's true. Yeah, for sure. I see that for sure. Yeah.
Oh, she don't want you liking girls' pictures on Instagram. Because why? I actually had this conversation before too. Right? My homegirl didn't like her dude liking girls' pictures on Instagram. I say, why? She says, because he's thirsty. Okay, well, he likes J-Lo's pictures. Yeah, but that don't matter. Why?
You feel like he can't. Oh. Now, You don't maybe. I want to tell you a story.
She, in her mind, doesn't believe that he has access to J-Lo.
Yep.
But old girl with 5,500 followers, he got access to her. You are insecure with your ability to keep up. I don't believe in participation trophies for the simple reason that every single human being in my life has to earn their spot every day.
Yeah.
No free passes. My mother, my brother, my sister, glasses, my manager, nobody. Nobody gets a free ride just because. You the homie, just you my homie from back in the day, you don't get a free ride, champ. What have you done today, yesterday, this week that's gonna benefit the movement?
For sure. Yeah. You spot on with that, man. Wow, it's funny talking about the I'm not gonna say no names, but I would say, it's funny with that whole liking picture thing. I remember I liked the person picture before a lot of times, celebrity, whatever. And I had the same argument. I said, man, you don't be ever getting on me about this person. So, well, you ain't gonna never. And then she asked me to be in a video. It was an issue at that point. And I'm like, but what you mean? You said she'll never get with me. Said, but yeah, that's it, to your whole point is insecurity.
I think most of the world's problems lie in insecurity.
You can't, man, and you can't dealing with it. A lot of my past, not that I'm insecure about a lot of stuff about myself, but dealing with a lot of insecurities in my past, that feeling is almost like you can't even, speaking for me, I couldn't even help it either. Like,
no,
feeling so messed up about something, whether girl stuff or like relationship stuff or like, I don't know, job stuff or just me dealing with myself. It's like it's so embedded in you certain areas. You try to get over it. It's like, it's this mental thing and it'd be killing, weighing down on you like weights. Right. And it's like, yeah, it's that's ill. And it's like, with the question about like, would you let somebody date your, now if I'm obviously if I'm talking to somebody, that's one thing. I have a different answer for talking to somebody. If it's my wife, that's a whole different conversation. But I also understand that part, like the best in you thing. Like I don't ever want to be the reason that you don't do what you want to do, right? If you even want to go out with somebody while we're dealing with each other, but I say dealing with each other, I'm talking about if we're together. We're just dating whoever, right? Because I don't believe in that exclusive dating thing. I didn't. You know what I mean? And if we're dating to see who's the winner, basically, right? So, if we're dealing with each other, if we agree on that we're going to do a committed thing until our next level of whatever we're doing, then that means we've made an agreement, and then we should abide by the agreements. Now, if you want to do something else, or if I want to do something else, then bring it to the table, and then that agreement breaks. You know what I mean? So I'm all for that also. But no off top. If I'm together with you, we together? No, that's not, But here's the thing, though. I'm also the type that, well, why'd you ask? So I'm halfway leaning on like, yeah, but it's not a confidence thing. And me saying yeah, it's more so like, oh, okay, if that's what you want to do, then cool, But I'm not really cool with it. But I'm not one to be kidnapping people. I don't hold people hostage, and you know what I mean. So it's almost like I would do what you do, but you're way more in control of why you said it than why I was saying it. Right? I'm just being real myself about like.
I feel you. I appreciate that, but I think that's part of it too. Is you do the work. I've done so much work on myself, which is why I can't just be with anybody, because you haven't done the same amount of work on yourself. Fuck what you could do for me.
What? That's a fact,
bro. You haven't. I've done. I got whole book collections. I've done a lot of work on myself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything. I'm pescatarian. Like I cut meat and dairy. Yeah, I'm for real. Like I see what I just, you can't give me no valid information, and then I implement the information into my life.
Right.
So once I learn some shit, it's like, oh, like when I tell people stop making slow ass music. I've been saying the same thing for 18 years.
For sure, you have been. That's how the glass
Stop
worked. The glass record you brought up. That's why that worked.
Sun come up.
Yep.
It's 95 BPM.
Yep.
Stop making slow ass music. Been saying that forever. So my problem usually lies when people ask me a question and then don't accept my answer. I don't go around volunteering my opinion about anything.
For sure.
About anything. Because I understand at a young age that people don't operate the way I operate. I'm on the spectrum a little bit, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I don't take things personal. I'm very stoic. I practice stoicism to a certain degree. So, being that as it may, I understand everybody doesn't want to hear my raw truth all the time. So I shut the fuck up.
Right.
Now, if you ask me a question, you can't then dictate how I answer the question, no matter what I say.
They'll try too.
No, it's off limits. Sure. I'm not charging. I don't charge you to listen to your record. I don't charge you to play your records. I don't charge you for consultations. My price is me being able to answer your question how the fuck I want to answer it.
For sure.
That's my price. Man, woman, partner, rapper, producer, family member. That's my price.
Real quick, I know we've been on a while, but I do want to, I want to ask you, know your opinion on this. I heard someone say that the reason why women and men, or let me say, he said women specifically. He didn't say men, so I don't want to add this part. He said the reason why women are attracted to married men, he's speaking broadly, so now he didn't say all women, but the reason why women are attracted to married men because they like a finished product. So he was saying how the idea of like, so it's kind of like the papoose thing. They think you're faithful, down, loyal, ride for you, all that. And they look at that like, oh, I want that. And instead of wanting their own that, they're like, well, he's finished. And they want that. Do you find any truth to that? Or can you see that have, first of all, do you find any truth to that?
That's just silly.
What do you think about that? And what that guy was saying?
That's just silly.
Yeah.
First of all, we human beings. Nobody's a finished product.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but I think he also, it wasn't yes, no, none of us are finished product. I get that, but I didn't want to. First of all, let me let Head answer how he wants to answer, just like we just talked about earlier.
Nobody
but please,
a finished product. We regenerate cells every day, all day. Yeah. Every 24 hours, we regenerate cells, just like new snakes. They regenerate new skin. So. Nobody's a finished product, and I understand metaphorically what he's trying to say, but that's still not the case because you grow and evolve every day. You know what I'm saying? Luck today is not who luck was 5 years ago or 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, also, what makes that argument silly is women don't. It's not that women want a finished product. My hypothesis is women want it's not that they want a finished product. They want something that to me is almost unobtainable.
Okay. Also,
in today's society,
kind of like thing, I guess, a little bit dangerous, a little bit mysterious,
which is a fairy tale. And I always tell my homegirls, I say, stop dealing with men who tell you what you want to hear. And they don't understand it. And I'm like, what you mean? And they're like, why would I shy away from somebody who tell me what I like? I said, because anybody can do that. By nature, okay, this is basic human anatomy and human anthropology. Strip away, and now I'll end with this. If you strip away spirituality, if you strip away religion, human beings are just viruses that inhabit the earth.
Right. Right.
We're just a virus by definition.
Sure.
Us being a virus, we consume resources and we replicate ourselves. Yeah. Men just want to replicate themselves. So women take it offensive that men want to sleep with them. His whole point of living is to replicate himself.
Mm.
Right? Then we go into the science of it all with the amygdala and the brain and natural selection. You want the woman with ass and titties, or you want the woman that's physically fit, or whatever. It doesn't have nothing to do with appearance. People think that that has something to do with vanity and appearance. It actually has to do with our primal nature is to replicate with people who we think are going to have the best chance of offspring that are going to survive in the wild.
Mm.
It's not romantic, but from a primal standpoint, that's what this thing
It's
is.
just like basic nature. It's like
basic nature.
It's like a dog having sex with a dog. He don't stick around.
Basic nature.
They just separate and go to separate in different ways.
Just basic. Okay. That being said, when a man wants to replicate himself, he's not necessarily like considering all the things that, because most men aren't going to do the homework or research. Most people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now.
Right.
That's cool, perfectly fine, whatever. But most people aren't going to dive into it enough to understand all these different nuances of the conversation. Right?
Yeah.
That being said, if if me and you engage in this thing and women are like, oh, I want him because he's a finished product. That's not true. You looking at him for some reason.
Oh, you saying like, so for her it's nature as well. She just we try to tie some kind of logic to her movement, but it's nature on both instincts. Humans are basically moving in nature anyway.
So you strip away all of the extra shit. That's just what it is.
Oh, you know what's funny is that so that's kind of ill because yeah, they will paint men as like dogs, right? And we know what they're saying. They're talking about the animalistic nature of who a human can be, right? So they don't put no kind of thought behind that. They just say we'll do whatever, put our things in anything, right? And they'll get to the core of like nature in that aspect. But when it comes to women, it's logic, it's thought, it's some kind of thing behind why she slept with such and such. Instead of giving her, well, she deals with nature too, and her, and she may deal with it a different kind of way. But you're saying that we all move the same kind of way a little bit, not the same, but you understand separately from men and women. But it's still nature applying pressure to nature.
That's it. It's not deep. It's just that people just make it that.
Do you believe that though? I asked that question not to be dismissive of your answer just now. What I'm saying is that there's a very animalistic thing about humans where certain men can move it like that and certain women can move like that, right? But there are people who have been moving intentional. And so what does this say to the person who, or do you just give them the self-control tag? The person who doesn't spread his seed everywhere, who very intentional about the woman he dates, about the woman he chooses, what's to say about that man? Or those guys and the woman who does choose in a certain kind of way where she's looking for maybe a partner or even business or the message we were talking about earlier, right? So if it can't be nature all across the board. It can't be logic all across the board because I understand we're dealing with humans, so you get different things, right? So I can't. I guess I'm answering my own question in the sense different people gonna do it different. Different people do.
It's a different thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand the way I think and the way I say things. It's not romantic.
right, right.
I'm perfectly aware of that. It's not romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Just the truth.
Yeah.
So you can't fault somebody for wanting to replicate with you because you look like a viable replication device.
You know what? You gotta chill. You gotta chill. Bro, fam, it's like that was the dirtiest shit ever. What? Yo, that was ill. That was ill right there. Yo. That's fire. And also fire, though. I can't be mad at that. Let me ask you this. Do you want kids?
I'm indifferent.
Okay. Does that depend on the partner?
And most of it does.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, look, man. I would hate to I would hate to end there, but I actually love to end it here. Yo, I appreciate this conversation with you, my brother. We literally, I didn't think that it was going to turn into this, but this was really, really, really dope. Of just a dope conversation. I found out a whole bunch of things about my brother I just didn't know, and I think it's super cool. And let me tell you, none of it surprises me because you are a very, which is refreshing, a very unique human being in this space of like whatever we're doing on our time here on Earth, right? You know what I mean? And I just think that's super cool. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your way of being, even your brash way of explaining certain things, and your uncut, sometimes very unromantic things to say other things, right? I appreciate this conversation, man. I thank you for spending this time with me this morning, chopping it up, man. This was dope. I've been going live nowadays for, I told myself I'm going every day except the weekends, but I've been going every day for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
So this has been my longest conversation and very super dope, a really dope, eye-opening conversation for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have me looking at myself in a certain way, especially when it comes to insecurities, which that's a whole nother conversation.
It is. Most of human beings' problems lie in
Insecure, for sure. For
insecurity.
sure.
If you boil that shit down and break that shit down to prime numbers, it's some insecurity somewhere that's lurking.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Ed, man, thank you, my good brother. I don't want to hold you no much longer. I appreciate you. And for those who are looking and don't know, me and Head are friends in real life. So these are the conversations we will be having on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm glad he tapped into on my live this morning and had this kind of conversation publicly for the world where we to see. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, man. I'm gonna hit you in a minute too. Just on some other shit. But I need you to put your ears on some new stuff. Now you got to kind of a little people what me and Sticks and Savalas been working on.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you soon again about some updates.
Just tell them I'll pull up. You know what it is.
There it is. My man, good seeing you, bro. I love you, Head, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
my
bro.
Man. Hey, for all the people who stayed for that conversation, thank you. That was super dope. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. I'm going live every day from around 9 or 10 and hopefully talk to some of my cool friends about dope things. So, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow doing the same thing, man. Peace. I love y'all. Thank y'all. I'm out.